If you have ever tried free motion push quilting and thought to yourself, how did I get here? How do I get started? Same. Stick around and let me show you how. Hey everyone, it's Tessa with the Grace Company. Welcome back. Today, I am going to be push quilting on the 19 sit-down machine. I have only been quilting for about 2 weeks, so I am going to be using a lot of rulers today. I've got an assortment that I'll be talking about. Let's go ahead and get started. This is the 19 sit-down machine. Everything that I'm gonna be demonstrating today can be done on a domestic machine that you have transitioned into quilting mode. However, it has been kind of fun sewing on this machine this past week. The immediate things that I noticed from my domestic at home to this machine is just the throat space. I mean, look at this. So much throat space. Also, this machine has stitch regulation, so no matter how much I press the pedal, all of my stitches were consistent, which is so helpful when you're a beginner and learning. The first thing I'm going to do is swap out my foot for a ruler foot. The ruler foot gives you the height and stability so your ruler doesn't slip under the needle. I am not going to tighten the screw all of the way. That allows the foot to still move up and down freely. When I place my foot height gauge underneath and I lower the needle, because that is the position that I need the needle to be in so that I can get my foot in the right position, because I have that screw loosened, I'm not going to damage anything. That foot had the ability to move up safely, and now I'm kind of gently pressing down on the top of the foot while I am screwing that in and tightening that. And now my foot is in the correct position and height. If I am starting a new project, I'll usually go ahead and put in a fresh needle. So let's go ahead and do that. When I am changing out the needle, I am making sure that it is pressed all the way up into the needle arm. And I can verify that by looking at this little window that sits here on the left side, just making sure that my needle is all the way at the top, and it is. And then I am going to use my needle alignment magnet to verify that my needle is sitting straight, which it is. Next, I thread the machine, making sure that the thread is seated correctly in all of the tension discs, even flossing the thread in between so I can really make sure that it's in there correctly and seated correctly. Then I check my bobbin and my bobbin tension, making sure that the bobbin is standing up in the palm of my hand, but that the thread can move through easily. I like to do a quick test stitch before I start quilting the actual project, just verifying that my stitches look good on the top and the bottom. This is what I have learned so far in my quilting journey. Relax. I'm trying to keep my shoulders relaxed, my arms relaxed, and I'm trying not to overthink things. I have got my piece ready to be quilted. I went ahead and just basted it with some spray baste. Now, I do want to make sure that I can lay this piece as flat as possible. I am just gonna lift out this table arm just to give myself some extra space so that my piece is lying flat. That will help us out a lot. For today's project, I am going to be sewing in precise mode. Depending on your project or your goals, you may decide to stitch in one of these other modes, but today, rulers, I'm using precise. I've got my stitches set to 12 stitches per inch. And if there are other settings that I'd like to change, I can go ahead and just click on these 3 lines. Sometimes people call it the hamburger. Just click here, go to settings, and I can change things like the screen brightness, the needle area brightness. I can also decide, do I want my needle to stop in the down position or the up position? When using rulers, I like the down position. And then I also like to turn off some of these sounds, like the overspeed sound, the clicking sound on the screen, different things like that. And then you can see that the machine mode is already set to the sit down quilting mode. Everything looks really great, so I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of here. And now I am ready to bring up my bottom thread and get stitching. To start us out today, I am going to be first focusing on this border that runs along the side of this table runner. That just feels mentally like a good place to start. Recently, I had the opportunity of taking one of the in-person free motion classes here at Grace Company with Carla. One of the things that I really appreciated about the class, or that worked really well for me, is she kind of broke it down into, okay, let's talk about quilting borders. Let's talk about quilting a block. And I really liked the rulers. Whenever we were practicing with rulers, it just helped me feel more confident, like I was getting consistent stitches, it wasn't a crazy mess. The first ruler that I'm gonna be using today is our Leah Day. It's the 2-inch circle ruler. Whenever you're using rulers, you want to keep consistent pressure on the ruler. And again, focus on not tensing up. Try to stay relaxed while keeping firm, even pressure on the ruler. Now, I'm gonna figure out where my first stitches are going to be. And I like to actually just hold the ruler in position. One thing that's helpful is this ruler has 1/4-inch lines down from where you place your foot. So I can line this line right here on the seam of my border, and I know that my needle is now going to be right in position on the edge of that seam line. I need to bring up my bottom thread. I just hit the needle up down position and kind of pull my quilt to the side, pull that bottom thread out, and now I'm ready to start stitching. And get my ruler in place again. And I am just gonna do some little scallops along this edge, and then I'm also gonna do scallops coming back up. Just keeping even pressure on either side of that ruler, and I'm kind of guiding the ruler and the fabric at the same time. And no matter how much I press this pedal down, because I have stitch regulation on this machine, I am getting perfectly spaced stitches. It's so nice. Now, I just want to mirror exactly what I did on the other side. And again, you can see that on this ruler, it is just a mirror of what I just did. It also has reference lines, so I can just put those lines right on the edge of my quilt. And same thing, firm pressure on the ruler. Okay, other than one little snafu, I actually really like how this border is turning out so far. But let's move on to quilting other pieces of this. Let's work on the stem and the leaf section. I think some stitch in the ditch would look cute around the leaves. And then I'm gonna do some kind of cross hatching with this slice ruler. The ditcher I've actually really liked for stitching in the ditch. And then yeah, the slice tool is good for some geometric lines. So let's do some of that. Sometimes I like to jog my needle forward a little bit just to make sure that I am landing in the right spot. Now again, all of these rulers have reference lines that help you kind of match up because you have a 1/4 inch on either side of that foot that you have to account for. So when stitching in the ditch, you have to line up your ruler offset. Not bad. I think I'm gonna travel up here and do some geometric lines across that. Now I'm gonna switch out for the slice ruler, and you can see that it also has 45-degree angle lines right there. I'm gonna try to do something with those. So I'm just gonna line up that line along my seam back there, and you can see that that's gonna give me a nice 45-degree line across this vine, just like that. And then that would make it so I needed to go this way. We are figuring it out. Now I'm gonna stitch in the ditch back around so I can finish my leaf. Some of these are not quite stitch in the ditch, they're like stitch adjacent to ditch. I should probably fill in these leaves. I'm gonna do some wavy lines. We're just gonna eyeball it. They're not gonna be consistent waves, they're gonna be inconsistent. The hardest part for me as a beginner really has been learning like, okay, now where am I going next? Probably should have planned this out a little better, but you can't plan what you don't know. I so far have one free motion design in my tool belt. So I'm going to attempt to do that. I'm just gonna do a little bit of free motion loopy stuff until I can get down to this flower, which is what I would like to quilt next. No rulers. Oop, that one was a little jaggedy. Oh well. I think what I'm gonna do is just more stitching in the ditch and geometric-ish lines because that's what I'm comfortable with right now. So I wanna stitch around this petal. I am going to do some straight lines about a 1/2 inch apart. So because my needle to the back of my ruler foot is a 1/4 inch, and then to this first line on the ditcher ruler is a 1/4 inch, I am lining this 1/4 inch line along my stitch in the ditch, my seam. And then I'm just gonna try to go straight across. Okay, I think I'm gonna try some free motion again. Some loops. I'm gonna finish this flower and then I think I'm gonna be done. I am not too disappointed with how this is turning out so far. If you, like me, are learning how to free motion quilt, having some simple tools can really help. Stitch regulation, rulers, a videographer that can laugh with you at your mistakes. I'm gonna keep working on this and see if I can get this table runner finished today. If you'd like to see more videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.
The fun doesn't have to stop. Watch some more videos from Grace Company on our support channel, our Quilters Playground channel, and right here.